Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Talking Packers with Steve, and a podcast here with your host, Steve. Tonight, I will be going over the NFC AFC Championship games, previewing Super Bowl 50 Carolina Panthers versus the Denver Broncos, giving my predictions and thoughts to the Pro Bowl, and how it was, how it is, and how it could be improved, and much more here on today's episode. Uh, so here we go. I guess start with talking about the AFC NFC Championship games. Panthers defeating the Cardinals, Broncos defeating the Patriots. Uh, I kind of was cheering for both Arizona and New England to get there. I think the Super Bowl would have been much better or more interesting, at least to me, if Arizona and New England were the two teams in the Super Bowl representing the AFC and NFC than Denver and Carolina. But it is what it is. Denver, Carolina, two two teams in the NFL that garner a lot of people that don't like them as NFL fans. So, who do you want to win? It's one of those, it's going to be, what's the lesser of two evils between the Broncos and the Panthers? Um, Now, I don't subscribe to that thinking, but I know some NFL fans do think that way. They don't like the Broncos because of Peyton Manning, and then there's people that don't like the Panthers because of Cam Newton and how he acts and how their team acts as well. So, they would have rather had the Patriots with Tom Brady and the Cardinals with Carson Palmer being the quarterbacks battling each other in the Super Bowl. Here in the Golden Super Bowl 50, but that is not meant to be. It's not what's happening because Carolina kicked Arizona's butt. No ifs, ands, and buts about that. That was just a butt kicking. Yeah, excuse me, that Carolina put on the Cardinals and the Broncos. It was a tight game with New England, but in the end, New England couldn't muster it. I think that missed extra point at the beginning of the game with the first touchdown. Really meant a lot more than I thought it would at the time. That's why every point counts. That's why every possession counts. That's why every down counts for something and it means something. So, um, congratulations though to Glass of Team Boy TV Live and the host, Big Q himself of Team Boy TV Live. Those two, their teams are represented in the Super Bowl. They're battling each other. Last night they had their episode off the heels of the championship games. Glass wasn't able to be there live, but he was able to call in later in the broadcast, throw some shade on the Panthers, which is to be expected. I mean, I don't expect less from a boy Glass or from Big Q. They're going to represent their team. They should be boastful for their team. They should think that their team is going to crush the other team, or think that it's going to be a close game, but their team is going to win. Thinking otherwise would be, let's just say, wouldn't make sense to me, in my opinion, on that one. Like, let's say it was the Packers and Broncos rematch of Super Bowl 32, when it was John Elway versus Brett Favre. That'd been nice, especially if the silver anniversary or golden anniversary of the Super Bowl 50 years. Um, Not as golden as it could have been of a golden opportunity if it was the Packers versus the Chiefs, which could have happened. The Chiefs on a roll tear in the AFC could have made it. Could have been that dark horse team that come from out of nowhere, race the Super Bowl, have Packers and the Chiefs. But Packers Broncos would have been just as special. But meaning, my point being is, if the Packers were in the Super Bowl and my team was represented, and I was on, let's say, Big Q allowed me to be on his show next week when he goes in depth about the Super Bowl. I'd be boastful and say, hey, I think my Packers are gonna crush your Broncos, Glass, or whatever. So it's understandable with those two being regulars on their own show because that's what they do, and they do it very well. Very knowledgeable, passionate NFL fans that create awesome podcast episodes each and every week of Team Boy TV Live, and Glass with his own YouTube channel, like with Gateway Sports, and Big Q with the Black and Blue podcast, talking specifically is Carolina Panthers. Panthers, Broncos, Super Bowl 50. Who will be the champion? Who, who knows? Could it be, Peyton Manning's swan song, winning a Super Bowl ring? Like what back way back in the day when they won the Super Bowl ring for John Elway. But then that one turned into two in a row, winning Super Bowl 32 and 33 against my my team, the Green Bay Packers, and then Atlanta Falcons the next year. But could it be the same now for Peyton Manning winning this year, and maybe he'll come back thinking that history could rewrite itself as it did for John Elway, do for him, Peyton Manning. I doubt it. I do think he will retire at the end of this season, which is the Super Bowl, whether he wins or loses. I think he's gonna retire. I don't think it's gonna sway his thinking of the retirement talk if he loses or if he wins. That's why I said either way, he's not gonna be coming back next year. That's my bold prediction already. Now I'm gonna be doing an episode next week where I'll be predicting and going over the game even more specifically. Hopefully, Glass of Team Boy TV Live get with the sports and Big Q the host of Team Boy TV Live and his own Panthers podcast or Panther Nation. Excuse me, the Black and Blue podcast. Hopefully, they both will be able to join me and their cohort JB, uh, the third amigo, the third musketeer of that group of that show. Um, might be able to jump on and join as well next week. Hopefully, hopefully my show is worthy of having the worthy to them to be good enough for them to be on it, and then they can give their back and forth to each other here on this show just as much as they would be doing on their own show. Because next week I will also be on Thursday night, but next week for both my wrestling show, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, and this show Talking Packers with Steve, they're going to be moving to 8 p.m. Central. Uh, so that's the difference. It's going to 8 p.m. Central. It's no longer going to be 7 p.m. Central. I want to start a little bit later because I know other people that I would like to have on the show, on either show. Um, it works better with their schedules to come on later in the evening. So that's kind of an announcement for the shows for next week and moving forward. I will be doing an episode next week for the NFL show, the Super Bowl. Like I said, hopefully Glass and Big U can join, and JB. And then the following week, I will be doing my wrap-up show, going over the Super Bowl. I'll be especially inviting a lot of other people too. So maybe we'll have a big full Google Hangout for the Super Bowl episodes. These next two episodes. So definitely check them out for sure. And then my wrestling show around the road to WrestleMania. So each and every week, you know, with the new time, 8 p.m. Central on Tuesdays. So, anyways, moving on to the Pro Bowl. I guess it's not what it used to be. They are trying to make it more competitive. Actually, have the players actually play and care. You still though have superstars that are not wanting to be there. Heck, our coach, our Packers coach Mike McCarthy, didn't want to coach for the Pro Bowl. That certainly was interesting, to say the least. Sorry, just seeing if people are really join here. But one thing I was thinking of to make the Pro Bowl better is to have it in the middle of the season and have it maybe for something like home field advantage of the Super Bowl. So if the NFC wins and the Packers win the NFC champions, Super Bowl being Green Bay. Like I say, the AFC wins and the Kansas City Chiefs win, then the games will be played in Arrowhead Stadium for the Super Bowl. So Is that'd be kind of interesting, yeah, analytically and logistically it might be a little harder to plan a Super Bowl in just 2 weeks rather than a year in advance or months in advance, but you can get it done. It's the NFL. Hmm. But with the Pro Bowl and everything like that, I can just hope that it is more competitive than it. Maybe they did put something in there to make it mean something. I sure hope it would. And I would want it to. I mean, I actually enjoy the Pro Bowl now. For me, sometimes because of visually, I have to see all the players. 32 teams, at least one player represented by each team. See each, all the different helmets, the logos. Back when it used to be AFC versus NFC, now it's just, in general kind of thing. Now they have a draft for the Pro Bowl. But either way, seeing the helmets, the players together. So sometimes in the past Pro Bowls, I was just counting the helmets, seeing the logos, and seeing how many players for each team there was, instead of just looking at a roster list. I don't know. That was kind of my amusement during the Pro Bowl. Back when it wasn't as good. Now, people are just playing harder. JJ Watt last year, really playing hard in the Pro Bowl. So you just need more of that and have better and more competitive games. I mean, come on now, you have the best NFL players in the world at the Pro Bowl being voted on by the fans to be in the Pro Bowl. You think they give more than half effort? You'd hope so. That would just make sense. Not much else is really going on with the Packers and the NFL and their season. It was a good season. We just couldn't get it done there in the end of the game against the Cardinals. And really, in that game, it was all said and done. I don't think we really deserved to get that game. Hopefully next year we can shore up some things, especially offensive line, maybe get some in the draft, and we go from there. But we'll see. But hopefully the Super Bowl can be good. Hopefully the Pro Bowl can be good. Pro Bowl prediction. I'll go with the score like 28-27 final. Actually, make it close. So there you go. Like I said, next week's gonna be jam packed. Talking Super Bowl. Hopefully, get a list of people here on the episode and talk to the Super Bowl and give our predictions and thoughts. And Glass and Jamie or Glass and Big Q, the only Panther Bronco fans I know, at least at this time that I know. If there are other Bronco fans out there, or Panthers fans out there that might want to join the show and interested, just welcome to tweet me at Talking Intro Packers and let me know. Like I said, I'd like to have it jam packed so you can have 10 total people here in the hangouts, 9 guests plus the host. So hopefully that can be accomplished in the next two final episodes here to finish off the 2015 season of football episodes for this podcast. And I'll be taking a long hiatus until we get into June or July when the new season, the new football year starts, and free agency, all that other stuff. Then we'll start doing weekly episodes again, building up to the draft, building up to preseason, predicting as I did last year before the season, for the beginning of last season and last year, of my predictions for the divisions and standings and rankings and playoff seedings and who's going to win the Super Bowl next year, and all that at that time. So, two more episodes left for this season, but When we come into summer, early to midsummer, the balls will be rolling at that point as well. If only the NFL season was a full calendar year, if only if it was not just a short time. Anyways, that's all. Since I didn't have any people jump on, I guess I'll end it there. One man band, you try to do the best you can, but sometimes you do need other people to bounce ideas off of. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully people that I stick that may be able to join next week will be able to be on the program next week and talk NFL, talk the Super Bowl. 'Cause come on now, it's Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl episode. You would think you can get some people on, get some great guests and great people from the YouTube sports talking community to join the program and talk Super Bowl 50, Carolina Panthers, Denver Broncos in Santa Cali, California. So I hope you all have a good weekend. Enjoy the Pro Bowl, and I will be back with Steve's Wrestling Ramble next week, Tuesday, starting at 8 p.m. Central. It's new time, new start time, and then talking back with Steve next Thursday, a week from today, 8 p.m. Central start time. Leave a like, welcome to share, subscribe, and as always, take care.